Right. Give us a second. I just want to make sure everything's set up properly and that we are in fact live. Right, my channel. Live. Nothing seems to be coming up at the moment. One moment. Let me check again. Right, there doesn't seem to be any stream. If you are here, I can't see you. I'm very sorry. But nothing seems to be live at the moment, is all I'm saying. So, yes, a bit of a balls. Where can I add? Hmm. No, still not nothing. Still nothing. It's not still not nothing. Not nothing will be something, but it's not nothing. No, it is nothing. Jesus, I'm losing my mind today. Tell you one thing. Unless I've gone live on the wrong account. That could. Oh, Jesus. Have I? I don't seem to have. No. Okay, so what seems to be the problem? Huh. 1 second now. I'm gonna. No, because it says I'm live here. So. Carry on scale. What is the story? Headmaster Beatbox. Alright, we throw that up. And I'm not seeing anything either, is the weird thing. Videos. Live. It's not there. Turn off incognito. Go back. No. odd. If someone could send me a message to say that I am live, that would be nice. Just so I'm not talking to myself here. It's the only catch. Huh. I'll just have to cut all this out when the stream is finished, I suppose. Right. I might trust my gut and say that I'm live. Maybe if I open a new tab, we'll chance it. Just in case, if anyone is in the comment section, I don't want to bore you any longer. Jesus, the browser's not responding either. So I'll go into hell, I tell you one thing, but right. So what I'm going to be doing today is I've been asked to judge the Jam Beatbox Community Wildcards for the Loop Station category. And the thing is, right, this is going to be a really short stream, like maybe 15 minutes or so at most for the actual judging part. But I want to do on top of that is give my opinion on judging in the Loop Station scene as a whole, how I think it could be changed or reworked, that kind of stuff. Because I've been seeing a load of complaints about judging at the moment with a load of different competitions, and I want to sort of give my thoughts on it and how I think it can be fixed up. So, yeah, that's about it. Now, if I could just check on the YouTube studio if I'm live, that would be gorgeous. Um, while I'm waiting, I'll drop a loop. While we wait for, oh no, no, tabs here, tabs here. But yeah, I'll do one or two things while we wait. It's an interesting sound I made the other day. Right. Now let's don't question my homepage either. By the way, it's a bit all over the place. Video editing tutorials, video, all this stuff, all this stuff. I don't even need half of it. It's a skill thing. But yeah. And now 5 minutes to it while that page loads. All right, so apparently we are streaming. We are streaming. I just can't see the chat for some reason. So, Jez, we're gonna have to work with that. I'm afraid. It says not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. What do you want me to do about it? I can't do anything. You know, I'm sending you all the stuff. The privacy. The privacy's private. That might explain that. Came up once, now coming up twice. Was very nice. Right. The stream's gone public now. There we go. Okay, so it's public. I now should be able to change the thumbnail to the right one. Let's go YouTube. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Say na 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 na. Na 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 na. Say na 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 na. Na 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 na. Say na 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 na. No 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 no. Now we go. Huh. Can't change the thumbnail for some reason. It's odd. The oh live stream. Ah, do you know what? I'll just change it afterwards. The thumbnail, I suppose it's important, but I don't really care about it at the moment. I just want to get the content going. I want to get the video flowing. I want to get the stuff growing. Do you get what I'm saying? But yeah. So basically, I explained a second ago, but the stream was private. What I'm going to be doing today is just judging a couple of the Jam Beatbox community wildcards. Ah, thank you. Thanks. It is a good thumbnail, but it's for the Clip Champs 2022, which is my default one for some reason. I'm not too sure why, but I'm going to be judging the wildcards for the Jam Beatbox Championships 2023. But there's only three of them, so what I want to do while I'm here is I want to do an experiment, sort of. I wouldn't say an experiment. I just want to test my way of judging, which is I'm not gonna react at all, in a sense, to what the wildcards put in front of me. You know, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be completely objective about judging. No, I guess this would work more with a bigger competition, but basically, um, what's gonna go on here, right, is I will show you the judging stream. What I'm trying to test here is complete transparency, I guess. Complete objectivity, complete transparency. I want to see how this works out as judging, as a judge output. The thing is, there is only three wildcards, so, you know, it's going to be hard to have massively differentiating opinions. But yeah, it'd also be nice if the judge sheet's loaded, but yeah, because I've been noticing, right? There's a lot of complaint going on within the community about stuff like, judging wildcards, about subjectivity, versus objectivity, how you judge music. What I want to see is what I want to try to do is use subjectivity as a tool, but focus on objectivity. Because I had this discussion with 808 Bannon the other evening. Um, I've thought about it. It's really hard to judge something as subjective as music, but I think it can be done. So, looking in front of me, right, you have this scorecard. You know, you got the originality, technicality, musicality, showmanship, cleanliness slash mix, and pitch slash vocal. Um, and this all sprung from Loop Insider because Loop Insider did not have any of this. Loop Insider didn't have any judge sheet. They just told the judges, go ham, judge how you please. So a lot of the some of the not a lot. I'd say some of the judging was pretty subjective for that. And it came to an argument, not between me and Bannon, but just in general, about should judging be subjective or objective. I'm kind of repeating myself here. I didn't script this. I'm trying to be 100% like honest with how I'm tackling this. But yeah, so it came down to subjective or objective, and I'm thinking the best way of tackling it is completely objective judging when it comes to points, but then when it comes to ranks, swap things around that to your gut don't sit right. So I hope that makes sense. I'll explain it more as I go through, but that's just to start off the conversation. So I've kind of rambled on for long enough. I think we should just get into the main event, which is judging the wildcards. I'm also trying to get used to OBS, so it's going to be a bit awkward, but all right. So first of all, we have Red Frost. I don't know where Red Frost is from, but it's the first submission to the competition. So let's take a listen. Oh, and you might notice I've liked these. I haven't watched them through. I just went through. Well, Sound JB I kind of skipped through because the title got me hooked. But yeah, so let's take a listen. If it will play, that would be lovely. There we go.
Hey, this is Rich Ross from Germany, and this
Okay,
is my
that answers
wildcard
that
for the
question.
Jam
Red
Beatbox
Frost from
Championship
Germany.
2023. Let's go.
The melody sounds odd because I wouldn't say off key because I've no way of saying that, but it feels like atypical, and I'm interested in seeing how he makes it work, which is a good thing. I'm hooked on the track now. Gitti, 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 gitti. Okay, wait a second. Why is it not playing through my headphones? Is that maybe because of the audio? Okay, all right. It stopped. Why? Please don't. I was interested. There we go. Oh, it stopped again. Wait, no, wrong. Uh, okay, you guys can't hear anything at the moment. So let me fix that. This is all a bit of a mess, which is unfortunate. Speakers, main. Uh, yeah. I don't seem to be doubled. Okay. All right. Nice. I will say now that melody does fit into the song, which I like. What the fuck? Okay, so that was Red Frost from Germany with Demolish. Now, is tradition with these live streams, the next video is gonna end up playing. What do you mean? Understand? I don't care about Fitbit Sense 2. Huh? Boys, I need to get myself a ad blocker again. This is I don't. Okay, well at least the ad didn't play this time, which is nice. But yeah. So let me
Yo,
pause.
this is Rage from India, and this is my.
All right, so now let me take you to the scorecard and we can discuss this. All right, so showmanship. I'll start off with this category because I think that's the one I excel in the most. It is, yo, how you doing? So, um, showmanship. I think I enjoy the way he performs during the drops. I don't know if I can show you now. I'll try, but during the drops, he's like, he's moving with his music, which is good. It gets me invested too, and I like that. But then it's also in the in between parts of the drop, and it's like, nah, like I wouldn't say breach, but just the sections between the drops. It's a small bit dead where I lose a bit of interest. So for showmanship, starting from 10 points, I would give him six, no, 7. I was thinking 6.5, but when you get to 5, you're on up. You know what I'm saying? What can I say? I'm a mathematician. Um, originality. Let me think. Originality is always a tough one to judge because it's hard to sound like yourself. Um, while you can't say that a looper sounds like someone else, it's also it's also hard to say they don't sound like anybody else. See, the thing with this drop is that it was kind of the same as to what I've heard a lot of the time already, which is, well, this track, but the drops. which were the main part, I feel. Objectively speaking, they're kind of the same as what I've heard before on a lot of tracks, which is kick, hi hat, hi hat, and then one note bass line. So, in terms of originality, it's kind of hard to say. I think. Oh, but the one things I did like were the little fills like na 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 in between the drops, which are good. I'd give him maybe a 10 in originality, but I'd have to rethink it. And I'll do that through watching back the wildcards. Technicality. Now, how would I class technicality on the loop station? I think I'd class technicality on the loop as how hard would it be for someone else to do it like you did? And it's a difference between do what you did and do it like you did. Because, how do I put it? Make, anyone can take the effects of a preset. Anyone can take the effects of a song, but not everyone can perform the song, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Um, for example, I took the preset of, well, not took, I got from the membership the preset of 808 Banned Sprite. Like, but, I can't perform anything like 808 Bannon did because I'm not 808 Bannon and I don't have that, I don't have the same soul or investment in it. Now, for this track, I think the only thing someone else couldn't perform would be the drums. And at that, the drums are kind of at a basic enough level. It's. Oh, forgive me, I got EQ on. Which a lot of people can replicate very easily. But I'm also not talking as fast as I usually do because when it comes to judging things, I do like to take my time and think. I do want to preface that all these loopers are going to Denmark, but also ranks are important to people. So yeah, I'm taking my time thinking with this one. Technicality. I think I'll give it an 11 because the drums can be replicated easily enough, but it is also rather complex. I should have also mentioned sound design. I think sound design would fall under technicality for me. But yeah. The sounds were rather hard to do, I'd say. Switching between the different sounds. If I can go back to the wall card, maybe get an example. This is it's gonna take us ages. Um, but like when the bass is doing a good bit of switching, I'd say that was rather technical. But then, as I mentioned, the drums, huge technicality there. Um, musicality. Now, musicality was a key point of my discussion as to why judging needs to be changed. Because I think categories need definitive explanations about what they're looking for. And I'm trying to do that here. So, musicality, that's kind of up to interpretation. That's kind of an umbrella term. It's like trying to copyright the color yellow. But I'd say musicality would be display of music theory knowledge in regards to, and yeah, I'd say just display of musical theory knowledge for now, because if we're trying to be objective with judging, other things you'd say with musicality is just how the music made you feel, you know? Now, I will admit, for songs like this one, um, it is kind of harder. Um, it is kind of harder to apply music theory to it, I'd say, because when people say music theory, they think like major seventh chords and perfect cadences, plagal cadences, stuff like that. This is kind of heavy bass. So I feel like this definition would have to be adapted to a genre somehow. So I'd say musicality. I'll have to come back to that one because that's important. Cleanliness mix. Look, I'll put my hand up in the air. I'm not the best one to be judging mix. Um, Raj in this list will be a better judge at it than me, but I will say the only thing I'd wish for realistically is if I could have the drums a bit more in front. That would be nice. So I'll say 7 on the mix because there was a very powerful sub and there was a saw on top of that that I could hear clear enough. But I would like the drums to be more in the front. So a 7 on the mix, I think. Pitch slash vocal. It was kind of hard to be off pitch here. It was all off spot, but yeah, insane because pitch with oscillator bot tracks, I should know is very hard. Well, not I should know it's hard to judge. Is like oscillator bot tracks, I'm familiar with because that's most of what I do. But it's kind of hard to judge because it's hard to be off pitch with oscillator bots. He's not really out of. I guess the only way you could judge that is he out of key. So I'd say he wasn't out of key. I'd give him. I'd give a 7 again because it's hard to not be out of key with oscillator bot. It's hard to mess up your pitch, and he doesn't. But it's also the fact it takes. But it's also the fact that he can't mess up. That would be the thing is what I'm trying to say. To musicality. Um, was his stuff off key in regards to the track? Mm, so so the bass is a C note. But the other, the rest of the track kind of works with the bass note. I guess I don't know if the bass note was the root note, but the rest of the track works with it. So musicality, I would give. I'd give it 13 because I'm also not really able to find reasons to take away from the musicality, given the fact that there's nothing specific for me to judge off of. I'm just judging under the umbrella term musicality. So I'm kind of just working with what I have here. So that brings 42 points. And I think if I had defined musicality better, or if the organizers had given me a definition for musicality, I could have judged this maybe better. Maybe score would have gone down. Maybe score would have gone up. Who knows? But with what I'm given, this is what I have now. So, yeah. Okay. So that was Red Frost from Germany. Let's bring the OVS back to the wildcards. Here we have Rage, Devil, one of. I've heard this track already from the Only 505 and from Beatland, so I'm expecting good things. I'm gonna rob him this time.
My Jam Beatbox
There we go.
Championship 2023 Loop Station Wildcard. Hope you enjoy.
Panning on the hi-hats. So I've one set over here, one set over here. Very, very nice. Whoa. Okay, that's a big sub. That's a big sub. This build-up is so good, man. So fucking good, man. Oh shit, the man himself is in the chat. Hello, Rage, how you doing? Okay. Rage, what can I say about this? Let's get into judging first of all, because that's the most important thing. That's why we're here, ladies and gentlemen. Judge sheet. Okay. So, it did still turn out well. Like, holy, it's such a good track, man. You had massive level up. But, oh, I've been laying my foot on something sharp and, well, I'm not bleeding, but it's made an imprint. I got a tattoo now, boys. Okay, originality. I first want to say originality. This is one of the most original things I've heard out of Loop Station in a long time. Like, when I think of this, I say this is a Rage track. So, do I give full points? Giving full points always feels so awkward. But emo mess. Nah, it's alright. You know what? No, it's not alright. I'm gonna go put on a black hoodie and dye my hair black. And I don't know. I'm tired today. The funny's not active. You know what? Fuck it. Hats off. I gotta give this full originality points. Um, pitch vocals. Um, the pitch. He was always on key, even with the little singing part. The I see you in the air. That was in key or on pitch, I should say. Um, so pitch vocal. Nothing was really off pitch. So plus he had the vocal element, which would have been harder to keep on pitch. So I'm gonna give that 10 out of 10. So far we got 30 out of 30 points. Technicality. Can someone do it like Raj? We've the drums. Actually, no. When I say drums, I'm gonna bring that to mix. Um, so with mix, there was panning, which I don't hear many people doing. I haven't done myself that much, to be honest, but I am trying to get better at it. Um, Nothing I felt was too quiet. Nothing I felt was too loud. Is there any comments I can make on pitch? Sorry, mix. Um, Although I will say, I wish the vocals were a bit like the tiniest bit more in front. But I would. Is it worth taking a point for that? Because it's like the smallest thing. I need to think. Because again, even though all these competitors are going to Denmark, it's also nice to have your hard work be rewarded with the correct wildcard placement. The ring mod thing, um, I think that was all right. I think that was an all right placement. I wouldn't complain about it. The only thing I wish is that the only thing I wish is that let me think, because I know what I'm trying to say. I need to put it in the right words. So if there was something going on in between the ring mod thing and the start of that drop, because I know you have the you have the you have the you have the do 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 you've that idea, but I wish if you had something a bit more going on in the low end, that would be all. So I will say 9, but it's still like you have one of the nicest mixes of people I know. Showmanship, showmanship, right? The thing about this is that it's a lot of looking at the loop for the build up is all I'd say. And then the drop, I can appreciate the fact that you're sitting down, but I think if you were standing up, because you might notice in a lot of my wildcards, sometimes I can't help it, and I appreciate that. I know you do it sometimes too, so maybe you couldn't have helped it. But if you're standing up, you've a lot more freedom to move. Like I literally started busting it down for my loop inside a wildcard, whereas for my what you call it, for my only 505, the best I can manage is flailing my arms around. So the showmanship, I'd say, was a little less engaging than Red Frost, but I would still put you on par with him because while you could have made the choice to stand up, well, I don't know if you could have. I don't know. I don't see why you couldn't have made the choice to stand up, but you know, I feel like I think showmanship is also a little dependent on the track. Yeah, that's true. But for this is a very high energy track, so I'd kind of want like a very high energy response. Like if I remember correctly, for your drop, you were like, but what I think how I think you could have tackled that was kind of reaching out to the camera if possible. And also, even for slower tracks, like let's say Your Fantasy by Dice, you can even see there the way he does showmanship. He's like, instead of sell me your soul, he's like, sell me your soul, let me flee. He's moving around slowly, building the atmosphere, which, I think really helps in comparison to other people who, again, just kind of stand at their desk. Um, technicality. Coming back to it, I would if I could, because I mess up a bit more and I'm standing. Yeah, and that is kind of something you just have to learn. I can appreciate that because when you're sitting down, the loops are in front of you, but when you're standing up, unless you have a box, you kind of have to reach for all the buttons or just squat down. But that kills your back. I'd recommend getting just some kind of box to stand your loop on and use that for standing because it helps for when you go on stage too. Technicality. Technicality. How do I judge this technically? The ring mod drop. The ring mod drop. I don't know if anyone could have done something like that the way you could have. The the kind of the tremolo drop. I also don't think someone could have done that sounding the same way. They could have done the same concept, but I'm short. My desk is higher than my waist, so I'm chilling. You're living the ideal life. I'm 5'10". I've got the worst of both worlds. I'm too tall to fit in public transport. Too short for a Tinder profile. But it's alright. I'm joking. But yeah, I don't think anyone could have done them the way you did. The concept could have been the same, but I don't think this could have been done that same way. Technicality. Now, wait, in saying that, there's also, I think, like the drums, because I know I was in a call with you and we talked about drums. I'll say your drums are very technical. Your drums are stuff that I wouldn't have thought of. But yeah, I'd say there's also a lot of loop station techniques too. Technicality in this one, I'd give an 18, I think, personally. Because opinion on Romania, I mean, it's fine. Like I've never been to Romania. I don't plan on going anytime soon, but I've nothing bad to say about the country. Like, lucky man, I'm 6 feet 4 inches, so I'm almost hitting the door frame. Damn. God damn. 6'4". I'm never taking a photo next to you. I'm not allowing myself. But yeah. So there's nothing I could say. I gotta go to work. Have fun judging. Thanks very much, and thank you for sticking around. So yeah, there's nothing I'd say in regards to technicality that I could dock you for. It's also just the level that you're going for. Um, like some tracks there's kind of there's nothing you can say is done wrong, but you can also tell it's not some. I'm not saying your track is just a good track. Your track I think your track would be like GBB runner up level, for example. But some tracks you kind of like you can't dock them many points. But what happened to Reload's wildcard? His sequencer on his launchpad is broken, so he couldn't submit one. Like as much as I was saying I didn't want him to put him in one, when critics gave him, well, I didn't want him to put in one, but I was saying I didn't want him to put in one, but I was rooting for him when critics gave him the chance. I was rooting for him, but yeah, I guess I just didn't want him entering after missing the deadline. Because if you miss the deadline, that's on you. Like fucking, even I missed the deadline for um the Open Elim UK Beatbox Champs thing, and I was pissed. But you know, that was my mistake. The rules are the rules. Just move on. But yeah, now musicality. I think unlike the last wildcard, Red Frost, there's a lot more that could go wrong musically here, but it goes right, if you get me. You know, you've a lot of elements working together that fit perfectly. So for musicality, hmm, like even the build up, everything is everything is placed. Everything is like built so perfectly. I don't care if you updated my Avast cleanup premium. I don't. By the way, I got a lot of Avast free trials and cancelled them straight away. So, little life tip for you all. Okay, they really want me to care about the fact that they've updated my Avast premium. We're gonna leave that in the background. Musicality. So, yeah, all the elements that are here work perfectly, I think, or to a very high extent at least. The only thing I would say is I wish there was some variety in the sounds from the build up because they all kind of sound like the same sound. Do you get me? Like the ta na 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 and the they sound similar, and even the chords sound similar almost. That's everything I could say. So musicality, I would give this a 19 personally, bringing Rage's total up to 83 out of 90 points. Oh shit, I dropped my phone. Now, see, where my system of judging would come in then is I'd look at that final score and I'd be like, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right. Because, well, not in this case in particular. I think relative to the other tracks, 83 is a good score for this one. I think 83 is alright. There's nothing I'd really dock him for here, so I move it on. But in other situations, let's say I think, oh, hang on a second, maybe the pitch wasn't that good, or what the fuck is I saying about the showmanship? He deserves an extra point. And I adjust it as such, which is where subjectivity comes in. So you have all these scores and how well it's done compared to how much I enjoyed it. So that's how I think judging should be done. Okay, so the last, and yeah, I agree. I don't know if I said this already. It is kind of disrespectful. Like, um, because the organizers got to put in time to making their promotional videos. They gotta get it out there. They've done the best they can. They made their competition like open to the public. They got all the rules out of the way. Like, wait, do not exit page. We'll be here for another year if we have to wait up for the setup. Set it back to a wildcards. But yeah, because the judges put in a lot of effort into the competition. So to say that they should let you in just because you missed the wildcard, you know, that's kind of disrespectful. I'll be open. When I missed the deadline for GBB, I appealed it because that was a that was that was a time zone miscommunication more than thing. The other thing that really irked me about it is the way that Reload was like, "Oh, I want you to let me in because I didn't enter because I didn't think I could go to Denmark." And I was like, "Okay, I mean, you could have put it in anyway, made an effort to go and seen what happened. Is all." So I was personally a bit irked by that because it's like It feels almost like he wanted to go when he found out he got a free trip to Denmark. I guess is the way to put it. But yeah, at the end of the day, what do I know? What do I know? I'm just a face in a webcam. I might not even be real as far as you guys are concerned. I could be a government experiment. But for now I'm not a government experiment. For now I'm trying to watch Silent JB's Loop Station Wildcard, which is not happening. Oh, wait, we got change. We got change. And it's rage again. Holy shit. Fake master. Yes. Ah, fuck. I am tired. I cannot be funny today. I ain't in the mood. Yes, I just figured out the last. Let's fucking go. That is great news. It is. God, I love this thing so much. I don't like, not even for the music. I just love the sound effects. Like I don't know. I could be in the middle of a call and someone could do something stupid and I can just phone real quick. Little. It's so stupid, but brings a smile to my face. It was freaking ring mod and I used pitch bend. I'm so almost just lost a pair of headphones. But that's nice to hear. It's always very nice to figure out you've gotten the track right. Like with all my covers and stuff, it's it's just satisfying to put a piece of work to end, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Like not that one. This one. Getting the effects of that was mind blowing. It'd be nice if I could finish it. Well, I can. Finishing it's all up to me. But I just don't really want to. I got more important things going on. I mean, I could pass my exams, or I could figure out the effects for Fly Me to Japan. Of course, I'm gonna pass my exams. Fly Me to Japan's just gotta wait. But yeah. What else is on here? Not much has changed. Got that off. I made a really, really bad attempt at trying to do Josho Pursuit. Listen to this shit. That second part's alright, but the yeah, it's taken a while to load, and I haven't liked it. God forgive me. When I get to the pearly gates, he's gonna say, "You're not allowed in. You didn't like Silent JB's Jam Beatbox roll card." And I'm gonna be like, "Oh Lord, please forgive me." And he's gonna be like, "Depart from me, for I never knew you." How many times do I gotta hit wait? How many? Once you're up to a certain level, you basically know what people are doing on the loop. Yeah, that is true. Also, I guess at a certain point you can figure out the effects, but also at some points it takes one thing to. I have the full orange YouTube intro in my loop. The full orange YouTube intro. Wait, which one is that? All right, all of it. Wait, I don't get what you mean by all right, all of it, but like to a certain extent, at a certain like a really really high level, you can figure out like the parameters and stuff. At a certain level, you can figure out the. I'm kind of in between. I'm still kind of at the figuring out the basic stage. But yeah, and then other times if
What's
you
going on, guys? My name is Silent JB.
We're
I'm
here,
from
we're here.
Belgium, and this is my wild card for the Jam Beatbox Loop Station Battle. Yeah, I'm not really happy about this one. I lost my voice yesterday, and I couldn't do the track I
No.
wanted to do because of that, because I had to rap a lot on that one, and I didn't have the power anymore.
Okay,
Um,
Trust you.
so I threw some random shit together,
relatable.
and I'm not happy about it.
Okay,
I'm really not happy about it. But
that's
yeah,
nice.
at least I have a wild card now, so
Yeah, you're getting in out of the way, so just be ready on the day, and
try
we
to
won't
enjoy
care.
it. But you won't. Peace out.
Is that a challenge? All right, Mr. Silent JB, since you want to run your mouth, I'm gonna give you full marks and everything. Rage, you don't like Silent JB's intro or the full orange intro? Because, yeah, I don't like the intro of this wildcard. It's setting me up to... Hang on, I gotta show on YouTube. You may get it if you... Oh! Naughty, naughty. I'll show that. I don't mind. I need the show button on it. What do you mean another moderator just handled this? I'm another moderator. But yeah. Yeah, I don't like the intro because it's setting me up to dislike this track. And by the sounds of it, I don't think I even will. It seems alright. Stop. Stop this negative self-talk, brother. You are amazing. I don't know. I'll come from this. Shut up. Shut up. Speak good of yourself, and I'll start to enjoy it too. Love yourself, or else how can I love you? Okay, but whether or not you could have done the sick lyrics of your track was out of your control. You lost your voice. So, come on. Finally, that shut up, brother, brother. Why do you speak negatively? Now I enjoy the wild card less. I would have been like, but I'm kind of like, because you've made it a bit awkward. And I know you. You're a good guy. You're a nice motherfucker. But you're bringing the vibe down. So pitch slash vocal. All right. Let's just start here. Oh, I gotta change the scene because right now you can't see half of the judge sheet. There we go. So it'll open up eventually. I'm sure. If I just close this, yeah. So pitch slash vocal. All right. I know right off the bat when I'm giving this a 6. Because the transition in the middle, everything got a bit muddy and mixed. So where are my score sheets gone? There we go. Everything got really muddy and mixed, is what I'll say. So some stuff started being off key relative to one thing and to the other, which kind of took things away from me. Because at this one, nothing was off key. Nothing was off key, but it was hard not to be. For this one, nothing was off key, and it was easy to be off key. For this one, it was hard to not be off key, and it was. So, yeah, but only for a brief part. Cleanliness mix, I'll give this a 5. Because it was really muddy. I'll say that much. I don't know if it was what you used to record it, was it Audacity or something, but it was a lot of mids, and the snare and the drums didn't punch through as much, I'd say. For me personally. Again, I'm not a mix expert, but that's what I found at least, is that it was rather muddy. Then we have showmanship. And you know what? I'm gonna have to give this really low because you were moving with your track, right? You were moving with your track, but for the performance of the track itself, had you left it as that, I'd have had it as 7. Okay, I would have had a 7 again. But it's the fact that you kept bringing down your own track. You kept bringing it down with the editing, is what brought it down for me, is what I'll say. So, yeah, it's just, you know, even if I'm putting forward the most rubbish piece of shizen on the loop station, I'm still gonna be like, because confidence bounces off people. That's the advice I give. Originality, you could just not edit it and just send it in without that intro. Yeah, exactly. Like, had he just sent in unedited video, I think he would have scored a bit higher in everything. Because the fact that he got me negative made the negatives more obvious, I think. So, yeah. Originality. Yeah, if you're not proud of it, say nothing. Play up how proud of it you are in the actual video. And then when the wildcard's over and when you're done being judged, unlist them. Now, I don't do this personally because I like to have full collection of all my stuff. So that way then you can see where I came from. You can see where I came from and where I am now, which I think is always a really nice journey to watch back. Like if you took a look at my European Beatbox Champs wildcard and the kind of setup I was rocking there, and then compare and contrast that to what would I say is my best wildcard? I think my best wildcard would probably be you know what? I'm gonna go out and say my best wildcard would have to be Echo. Because relative to the others, it's the one I can go back and listen to the most. Because Flutter was clipping, Dare was distorted to shit. The GBB one was also just poorly mixed. Like the drums weren't nice. Um, you're only five. You're only 5 of 5 wild card, or my only 5 of 5 wild card. Because you're only 5 of 5 wild card. Oh shit! All right, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's my favorite. If it wasn't, if the audio quality wasn't bad, I think would be the problem. It's the only thing. Because I think it's one of my, if not my favorite track that I've made. Okay, well, actually, no. My favorite one is one that I haven't released yet. Very nice, but yeah, my only 5 of 5 is up there. But it's the audio quality for me. But in the future, when I'm gonna have my audio quality fixed, you're gonna be able to watch back the two and see like, oh, holy shit, look at that improvement. You know, you get me. That's why I leave all my stuff unlisted and unchanged. I also like to leave alone what the title is for. Like, also, I want to say I'm not slandering anyone who does this. I'm just saying why I don't or why I do. I don't change the title as to what it was for. Well, I change it to say what place the wildcard got. But um, I what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say, lads? What am I trying to say? Yeah, I change up what place I have, but I don't rename it to just like Headmaster, Dare, Headmaster, Flutter. Because for wildcards, 9 times out of 10, that's not the version I want to put out. When I put out Spotify releases, then they're just going to be called straight Headmaster Flutter. I also might do music videos, but it's a bit fair. But anyway, look, I'm getting off topic. It's judging time. Originality. This had a very silent JB feel to it, I guess I could say. There was like it was like three genres in one wildcard almost, it felt like. I give it 13 because it wasn't the most original, but it also wasn't, I could say it was like anyone else either. You get me? Technicality. The tempo switch is hard, but I also don't think it was executed perfectly. So I have to give forgive me. I have to give points for the fact that the tempo switch is hard, but I also have to take points at the same time for the fact that the tempo switch was executed poorly, and then merging three genres into one. That was done pretty okay, ignoring the messy transition, but doing the three genres in the one track. That was done really good. You know, technically, I give this no 15's too high. 14. It's all right. Musicality. Um, it's an awkward one because it felt very basic, is all I can say. Nothing about it sprung out to me. Like, for example, with Rage, um, your wildcard was it was the fact that it was so unique. It was the fact that like everything, it felt like a produced track on a loop station. You know, which is great. There was all these different elements going around. Everything was balanced perfectly, and that's what I liked about it. But this one, it felt very, very, very much like a loop track. Is how I feel about it. But objectively judging it, I don't know if there's anything I can take from it musically. And that's where the objectivity versus subjectivity kicks in. So let me think. How would I tackle this? Musicality. Here I'm gonna see. Can I listen back to one or two parts because it's perplexing me. If it would load, that would be nice. Yeah, it just felt like a loop track. Uh, Yeah, okay, I figured it out. So, the, yeah, and that also. Wait, I would say that goes in technicality aspect. The track is not complex enough. I feel like the thing is for loop station, musicality and technicality are kind of intertwined a small bit. At least without clear definitions of what musicality and or technicality mean. Because for me, as you pointed out, and I have noticed, a lot of what I say for musicality, I could also say for technicality. But what I say is what I'd say for me personally is that musicality is just general music production, I guess. Like, how would this sound as a produced track? And then technicality is stuff that would be difficult to execute on the loop station, but is done correctly, I guess. I don't know, because there is just no definitions, and that's what makes this so painful as a judge. That's why I'm saying judging needs to be refined in a sense. I think it was the ACE system Maddox had, something similar to that. But because yeah, I think for this at least I'm gonna go with musicality is the general quality of the song, and technicality is how difficult certain things were to do in the loop station. So I will go musicality. I'd give this 12, which now here's where the subjectivity of it all comes in. Does anything here feel wrong? Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. In compar- Was I too harsh on anyone? This is. I also cleared up, by the way. Critics is allowing me to show my top three. So currently, my top three is Raj, Silent JB. Sorry, my top three from first to third is Raj, Red Frost, and Silent JB. Raj. I know it's Rage, but I keep saying Raj for some reason. I think it's because I got used to saying Raj beforehand and then Rage. You said it was Rage. Whenever you can, please check my Instagram messages. Yeah, no problem. I'll do that soon. I'm ending the stream in like 10 minutes, so it's okay. But yeah, I feel like the ranks I don't disagree with, but is there anything points wise I could adjust or change? Technicality, I would. Let me think. Spit. Jesus. That's me. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. God help us. Cleanliness and mix. Pitch vocal. Um. Um. You know what? I think I am satisfied with what I have here. So my final ranks, I'm gonna send them to critics now, and then I'll respond to your message, Edis, after I finish the stream. My final ranks will be Raj, Red Frost, critics. Not critics, Silent JB. Now, if any of the competitors want me to explain my choices more, they're more than welcome to. But this is my thoughts. The only thing I'd say I don't like is the fact that Red Frost and Silent JB are so close together. But I also don't see how I change that. So I think that's it. I think that's everything I can and will say about the Jam Wildcards. And again, this would be a lot longer process if there was more than like 3 people entering. But yeah, at the end of the day, you can't. At the end, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I think that's it. Right, but anyway, maybe in a future competition, I'll apply this judging system of mine a bit more. What's the word? What's the word? I'll put it to better use than with 3 artists because it kind of more fits with like 10 artists and above. But yeah, so that's kind of it. All right, I will see you all sometime soon. Maybe for something vision related, or maybe with another tutorial. I should do another tutorial. I just forgot to do another tutorial ever since this thing broke. Well, the old thing of it broke. Haven't been making tutorials, but all right. See you soon.